Child is constantly running away. Because that's how their program works. If you've been impacted by ACS, we want to hear from you. Contact that number, okay? Protect your rights against ACS, okay? We are a human rights organization, and what we do is we organize communities of color to take action on social justice issues. Right now, we're focusing on child welfare and how Child Protective Services has impacted Black and brown communities. So you're going to have to find a relative, somebody that's willing to take the custody, and if you're not willing to do that, then you can do a voluntary placement where you place them in foster care, but I wouldn't recommend that because it's a bad system.
Yo, I don't know what it is with these kids. And then ACS, I got them up my, well, she don't talk to me no more.
Your daughter?
No, the ACS worker.
Why not?
Because I let her know, I lay down the law, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I gotta do.
But she has to talk to you because that's her job. She still has to communicate with you. So we are out here today in front of Bronx Family Court bringing awareness of how Child Protective Services is tearing families apart and violating parents' due process rights. So what we want to do is make sure that we change federal laws such as the Adoption and Safe Family Act law that states 15 to 22 months they could terminate a parent's rights and put their child up for adoption, while the foster care agencies, the family courts, Child Protective Services, they all get federal incentives for separating our families. So we're out here trying to get as many parents as possible to organize with FPA so that we can repeal that law. And also, we want to go into the UN and file child welfare human rights violations inside the UN so we can get a report against Child Protective Services nationally. But listen, what you could do is you need to file a complaint against the ACS worker. If you feel like she's lying and she's not doing her job, you have to file a complaint. This is what I keep telling you. You have to file complaints, a paper trail. Not verbally, it has to be in writing that you file this complaint. Mm-hmm. There is no reunification services. It's only adoption. And this is why we want to repeal the law. Where is the money for reunification? Everything is adoption. Everything is separate parents' rights and put the child in the system. The longer you keep a child in foster care, the more money they get. So the system has turned into a business off the backs of children and families at the end of the day. We have a lot of children that are in foster care right now who are being raped, who are being molested, who are being drugged up on psychotropic medication, who are in the prison system. You have the homeless population. So 70% of your prison system is former foster care kids. 40% of the homeless population is your foster care kids. True. ACS don't care. They're not looking for nobody. They're not going to look for nothing. I bet you could find your child faster than ACS would. For real. I've seen it done. You can find your child faster than they, because they're not looking. I tell you, they're not looking. You know? So that's the thing. Learn about the child welfare system, how it's impacting children and families. Take a look at our website. If you've been impacted from the system, we want to hear from you. Take a look at our YouTube channel. 400 videos and testimonies from the community about how their rights have been violated by ACS. Take a look at our website. Give that to your clients, okay? So they can learn what their rights are and how to navigate the system. Okay, have you been impacted by ACS? We want to hear from you, okay? Protect your rights, call that number. What we're doing is we're organizing against ACS, and what we're trying to do is change the child welfare laws and get parents from the community to testify. So do you know, have you been impacted?
No.
Do you know somebody?
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been impacted, so have you had a false allegation case?
Yeah.
Okay, it came back indicated?
Yeah, they actually had to drop the case. They couldn't find anything, but the allegations were still made. My children were still affected on the side that I couldn't see them until the whole issue was resolved. And now it turns out, you see that the mother who actually made the allegations wrongfully, and it was heard from my two older daughters, my 16-year-old and my 18-year-old, ended up living with me now. They don't want nothing to do with their mother.
So at least you got the kids now. The kids live with you, so that's good. Okay.
But it's messed up. It's like
you had to go through all of that. Yeah, the principle is that the false allegation was a lie, but you had to be dragged through the mud you know, before they
Not
found out
only
the
that,
truth.
it's all, exactly. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? There should be laws against that. Like,
Right.
before you remove a children from that circle, that
You
makes
need
them
the
feel
evidence and the
comfortable,
proof. Yep.
I thought that we was innocent until proven guilty.
Yep. A lot of the agencies out here, they have a partnership with Child Protective Services, with ACS. So they are not in support with us. So we don't even go to them because we already know anybody that has a contract with Administration for Children's Services, we cannot work with them because that is a conflict of interest. They're not going to be working in the best interest of children and families because they have their little partnership of organizations where they want to keep everything confidential and secluded so that people are not aware of what's going on. So we don't interact with those agencies at the end of the day. We try to reach out to other grassroots organizations and provide our services to them. But we come out into the streets. We don't have to go to them. We come out in the streets where the parents are and give them our information so that they call and they're able to get services. We don't go through the agency.